The inhabitants of Vrindavan, the gopis, were not interested in the idea of going with Krishna to his capital city of Dwarka. They wanted to remain busy in Vrindavan and thus feel the presence of Krishna in every step of their lives. They immediately invited Krishna to come back to Vrindavan. They weren't going to go to Dwarka. No, you come to Vrindavan. This transcendental emotional existence of the gopis, Prabhupada says, is the basic principle of Lord Chaitanya's teachings. The Rath Yatra festival observed by Lord Chaitanya is the emotional process of taking Krishna back to Vrindavan. Srimati Radharani refused to go with Krishna to Dwarka to enjoy his company in the atmosphere of royal opulence. She wanted to enjoy his company in the original Vrindavan atmosphere. Lord Krishna, being profoundly attached to the gopis, never goes away from Vrindavan. That's another story. He never really leaves Vrindavan. And the gopis and other residents of Vrindavan remain fully satisfied in Krishna consciousness. Thus ends the Bhaktivedanta purport of the second volume, 27th chapter of Krishna. Lord Krishna and Balaram meet the inhabitants of Vrindavan. Shri Rath Yatra Day Ki Jai. So, does anyone have any questions without a hand? Yeah.
So in reality, Krishna is being pulled back to Vrindavan and what actually takes place at that time, 5,000 years ago. Do we have any accounts of that?
Yeah, no, that's another subject. Krishna never leaves Vrindavan. But the story we have is very clear. Krishna did leave Vrindavan. He went to Dwarka. But then all these pastimes are eternal. So Krishna is eternally in Vrindavan. He's also eternally in Dwarka. If that's your attachment to see Krishna in Dwarka, he's there also. Yes.
When you said before that it's understood that once you see Lord Jagannath,
Sorry.
once you see Lord Jagannath, as you said before, then you're liberated.
Yeah.
So it's just to be understood that once you've seen him, you're in the process, so like gradually, like means this liberation is because it's gradually coming, or is it meant that you see him and then giving up, you go back to Krishna, or what was this type
Well,
of
there,
liberation?
yes, I mean there are a number of statements of this kind. Somebody's given me a garland that must have been worn by Krishna, or Prabhupada perhaps. And in the Nectar of Devotion it says that just by receiving the garland from the deity, all your past sinful activities are immediately dispelled. So there's many statements like this. In the Krishna book, sometimes at the end of a chapter, Prabhupada says, anyone who reads this pastime is liberated. So we can, if you have faith, you can take these statements literally and they could be true. The chance is there. Have faith in the statement. Anyone who sees Jagannath is liberated on the Rath Yatra. I'll let you know.
Yes, please do.
Any other questions? Yes.
I'm wondering this Jagannath we have, this Jagannath is from Srila Prabhupada, this card when Prabhupada started the Rath Yatra, and later on this Jagannath. Whatever we
This
have.
Jagannath we have.
Yeah.
The story is that he was made by Shamsundar, my godbrother Shamsundar, and he, in the San Francisco temple, which was the second temple of ISKCON, which is where Shamsundar and the other devotees, Mukunda, Yamuna, who started the London temple, began their spiritual life in San Francisco. And so that's a often told story how Malati found a little Jagannath in a import-export store, Indian import store, thought they looked rather cute, and showed them to Prabhupada. Well, she showed Prabhupada Jagannath, and Prabhupada immediately, when he saw this little figure of Jagannath that she thought was just some trinket from the gift shop, Prabhupada immediately bowed down and he recited the prayer to the Lord of the universe. And he said, were there any others? So she went back and found little Krishna and Balaram. And then Prabhupada told Shamsundar, carve them this size. And we will have a festival. And we will take them down to the sea. He said it just like that. So that was the San Francisco temple, and that had been the first experience of Shamsundar and his friends in spiritual life was with Jagannath. So as soon as they came to London, immediately they thought, well, we have to have Jagannath. Actually, they had little Jagannaths that they brought with them. And the very first thing, as soon as they got settled, Shamsundar started carving away, and he made Jagannath. And there's a photograph I have of an altar with just Jagannath on it before he finished Krishna and Balaram. Sorry, Subhadra and Balaram. And they were not installed. There was no ceremony, but they were just worshipping them anyway. And then when Prabhupada installed Radha Landaneshwara, the temple was very small, and so he said, put Jagannath above. And so they went on a shelf over the top. That's where they were for 9 years, on the shelf. And it was quite a challenge for the pujaris then to address Jagannath on a step ladder. Yeah. No, it's the same Jagannath. No, we still have the same. No. But that reminds me of an important consideration. With today is the day when the whole community come together, young and old, and increasingly we do have now, more and more we have all the generations present. That, like in any family, the children of the family, everyone looks after the children because the impressions you receive in your childhood, they stay with you all through your life. And so we have to take special care of in spiritual life, when your life turns to Krishna, it's almost like being born again. Sometimes we call it second birth. And whatever went before somehow starts to seem, well, almost trivial. It shouldn't be seen as completely trivial because we have to also attend to our material relations and what have you. But when you start spiritual life, it's such a transformation can happen in a person's life. It's almost like starting life all over again and becoming a child. And the attachments which you form, in the beginning, they will stay with you all through your life. They become so powerful. So it's very important that we be kind and affectionate, especially to the younger or the newer members of Krishna family, because those impressions will stay all through their lives. As Shamsundar, he formed that attachment for Jagannath, and he kept that always. Jagannath and Rath Yatra. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Lord Jagannath ki jai.
Jai.